So hey guys, YouTube has been recommending me a lot of stars from Amber Heard and Johnny Depp, but this one is good. It's the jury. They're speaking out. But before we start, remember the usual: bada beam, bada boom. Subscribe and let's go.
Wawa asks, what was your reaction when her dog stepped on a bee? He writes, she seemed to just be pulling stories out of the air at that
Everybody
point.
said that. Everybody
Why
said that.
10 million and not 50? Unrealistic amount, and not all the jurors agreed on amounts. Found a happy medium.
Kinda makes sense, but then again, Johnny Depp lost way more money and possibility than her. But hey, it's something. I think clearing his name was way better.
Can you give any insight as to why you found in Amber's favor on one statement? He writes, it was a compromise. The jury has to be unanimous. I was all in favor of Depp 100%.
Makes
What
sense?
was you/the other jurors' reaction to her constantly looking over at you, and thoughts on Dr. Spiegel? He writes, it seemed incredibly unnatural, and it's hard to have someone constantly look at you when you can't talk back to them.
That is something that they actually called out. It doesn't make any sense. God damn, you have no idea what was happening. I got an Amber Heard situation happening outside. It seems that somebody was trying to pin somebody and they had a dog and the dog was barking. You were hearing it, right? It was like, come on, right when I'm making the video. And then it seems that somebody passed by her. The dog almost bit somebody. She was trying to pin some money, but the money was coming out. She was afraid the money was gonna fall, but she was screaming at the man, stop screaming at my dog. He said, your dog is trying to bite me. Rah, rah, rah. And they were screaming, she's crying this on. Okay, whoa, that's pain. But hey, let's keep going with the video. So yeah, about talking about this whole situation, it was very unnatural when I always saw these people talking. Yeah, like the lawyer is asking them a question and they keep looking at the juror. I'm like, you're not supposed to convince people with your look. Shut that stupid dog up. Oh my god, she's standing right in front of me. Oh wow, she's not watching me, but the father is kissing the girl. It's okay, we love you. Oh my god. Anyway, the thing is, imagine if the guy was screaming, trying to convince her that she's doing something wrong or asking her a question, but she keeps looking at me at the building. You see? I'm like, stop looking at me. You need to talk to her. She has to answer the question why the dog almost bit you, you know?
User asks, can you tell us why it was 15 million but not 50 million? And thank you for giving back Johnny life. He answers, jury cannot agree on the amount. User asks, thank you for sharing this. Were there moments in the trial that helped you see who was the actual victim here? He answers, yes, she reminded me of my ex, how she used to gaslight. I trusted my gut.
And if you're gonna say, well, next time we're gonna just pick a bunch of women, well, they're just gonna pick a bunch of women or men that identify like a woman. You made it so everything is possible.
User asked, did the jurors pick up on the fact that Amber initially denied the op-ed was about JD, but then she completely omitted it during her final testimony?
That is the reason that I think that was kind of weird. I mean, you complain about a man supposedly anonymous, but then again you just divorce somebody. So we're like, why would you make such a big deal that you actually go there, take the picture where you're supposed to have been hit, you divorce the man for a specific reason, write an op-ed, and then be like, we're not talking about Johnny. But in the same juror thing that what they were doing today, she admits, well, in my closing statement, actually yes, it was actually about Johnny Depp. The fact that you lied, anything you say after that, you're a liar.
He writes, yes, we did. This user asks, did the jury notice she never shed a real tear? He answers, yes.
She's a bad actor.
Gavin asks, did everyone on the jury hate Amber? He writes, not hate, but most didn't empathize.
See?
Ashley asks, what would you say the moment that you were like, nope, if she's lying about this, she's lying about everything? He writes, I would say the donation/pledge to charity.
Yeah, I pledge. No, yeah, but that's not donating. If you donate, you have given it. If you pledge, you're going to do it. And for some odd reason, after you won that case, it took you almost more than 6 years to even do something about it, which is weird.
A user asks, what did you think of Dr. Spiegel, the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory psychiatrist? He writes, he did not help Amber's case at all.
Yeah.
A user asked, did you notice the bruise kit that was in the photo with the ice cream melting down his pants? He answers, I did not notice that. Wow.
I think the expert on Amber's side confuse people more, make them realize you're not really an expert. It's more like people just believe you, they blame you like that, and that's it.
Someone asks, did you think Isaac Baruch was a gem as well? I love him. He answers, he was by far the best, straight to the point, no BS.
In other words, Isaac Baruch was just a simple man, an old guy that was friends of Johnny Depp, and he seems to be very direct. So people that are they just go straight to the point and don't ask at extra stories. Amber Heard, you ask her a question, she's talking about something weird, her dog stepped on a bee, and then something weirdly smell, and then I'm like, where are you going with this story?
User asked, did any of the jurors believe Amber? He writes, wouldn't say believed her, but saw it as they both were guilty of defaming each other.
That's facts.
A user asked, we were so scared since you weren't allowed to go to social media. Has anything you've seen after the trial shocked you? He writes, just how funny all the edits are, because all I saw was 100 hours of unedited debating, puts it into perspective, the court of public opinion.
And that is what people were doing actually. We were not trying to make Amber Heard look bad. We were just shortening it, put out the facts, and the conclusion makes itself. So if you cry, we put a cry emoji. If you smile, we put a smile emoji. We didn't place anything that wasn't there. Maybe a funny fart, but that's it.
Jessica asks, now that you have been on social media, is there anything you've heard or read that would have changed your decisions had you known before? He answers, I guess it's seeing a compilation of mannerisms from both sides. Seeing it in that context makes it much more obvious, and all the insight from TikTok.
So the fact that we cut the thing off and they realized, damn, the decision that we made, because remember, they are there for hours. It can be quite a lot of information, but if you cut it off, it's like okay, you remove the mumbo jumbo. That actually made sense. I did make the right decision. So I find it really weird when the lawyer says they didn't allow specific information. You proved yourself wrong.
So today was my last day of being a juror on the Amber Heard Johnny Depp trial, and I wish to remain anonymous, but I thought I'd give some insight on my thoughts about the trial. I don't follow pop culture too much, so I haven't really been a fan of Johnny Depp or Amber Heard, so I feel I was able to be pretty unbiased about the whole thing. But from the very beginning, when Amber Heard was testifying, everything just seemed so off with how she kept making eye contact with me, and it made me extremely uncomfortable to where I would no longer look over at her when she was giving her answers. I would just listen intently, and everything she was saying came off like bullshit. And I wasn't following anything on TikTok during the whole trial, and I was scrolling through after the trial, and it blows my mind on how every single person seemed to be commenting on how weird it was. So, good news for Johnny Depp. That was my gut feeling after all the information in the trial. But Amber Heard, what a crazy woman.
Well, sorry, it seems one kid was having a little too much fun and he bumped his head. Life is Gucci. But just like this also, I find it kind of weird that the way that he thinks, I think most people were thinking, the way people saw the thing, it's simple. You cannot make somebody look bad with just edits. You need to cut a lot. But people just cut it off to remove the mumbo jumbo, the silence in between. We added an emoji when somebody's crying. We added a smile when somebody was smiling. We added a third when a third was mentioned. And that's what we did. We didn't add anything extra. So it's not like we helped them even if they watched it. We didn't help nobody. Amber Heard was her own downfall. And that is the only thing I wanted to point out, that most jurors made sense in this one. The only difference is I don't know why and how UK could have managed to be, you know what, Johnny Depp was in the wrong. You know what, the son never talked bad. And now Amber Heard went on the stand, admits on the stand, you know what, actually we didn't mention his name, but it was about him. How does that make any sense? What, you're gonna go round 2 appealing and go to UK? You don't even have the money to pay the one thing so you can start the other one? What, you're gonna ask for donation, and if you don't get it, misogyny is against you? Look man, I don't know what this is. Bad women exist, good man exists, and vice versa. Not gonna lie. But the fact that you think that you can hit a man and not get hit back, and then you tell them go to the court, nobody would believe you. From that little tape, I'm gonna stick to that, you should have lost. You didn't. You won once. Well, he sued you because you ruined his life, and everybody, by what you said, which was a lie, he lost too much. And now nobody is gonna believe most women because you made this a good story when you cut his freaking finger and you pooped on his bed. Anyway, that's all I wanted to say. Let me know what you guys think.
Don't get me wrong, my cosa kita bong.